Hello everybody, welcome back to another video, and in today's video we are going to be doing another unboxing. Now if you've been following my videos lately, my last two videos, you will know that last year I flew up to Alaska. Alaska was such an incredible state. I flew the milk run on the Alaska 737 MAX 9, and then I flew up to Barrow on board the 737-800, and it was such an amazing trip. I had to get something to remember it by, and that something is inside this box. Now you will know that I do not usually collect 1 to 200 models unless this model means something to me personally. Well, because Alaska was such an amazing trip, I had to get an Alaska model. But this is not just any Alaska model, this is an aircraft that I flew. And so before revealing it, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and open up this box. So we have the sides open now, and we can finally reveal what this model is. I've had to pan the camera up a bit because I was not anticipating how large this box would be, but this is the 1 to 200 Alaska 737-800 in the Honoring Those Who Serve color scheme. This is the exact aircraft I flew from Anchorage up to Barrow, so I knew I needed to get this. I absolutely love this livery anyway, so on top of it just looking like a really cool model, I've flown this in real life. So with that, we're going to go ahead and get the actual model out of the box. But first, I've got to get it out of this sort of plastic protection. So yeah, here we have the box. It's very premium. It's Gemini 200, of course. And this is actually my first Boeing narrowbody from Gemini 200. I've got a few A320s. I've got two A319s, an A320neo and an A321neo from Gemini 200, but this is my first Boeing narrowbody in Gemini 200. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this comes out. But as you can see, we've got the black and the gold. Very nice. We have the aircraft on the front here. Side, it's just got Gemini 200. More about the aircraft. And we have the kind of magnetic flap here that just comes open like that. And inside here, we have more polystyrene. We have the stand on here, and then taking the top layer of polystyrene out, there we have the model. I'm going to use a cotton glove just to sort of preserve the kind of quality of this model. I don't want to get fingerprints all over it. How shall I take this out? So here we go. We have this beautiful Alaska 737-800. I have to admit, while Gemini jets do not do a very good job of their 1 to 400 aircraft, their 1 to 200 aircraft are absolutely amazing. We also in the box here have the landing gear, so I'm going to go ahead and put these onto the aircraft, put it on the stand, and then we will take a look at it. So taking a look at the details of this model, starting off at the front, we have this sort of beigey cream white color at the front of the aircraft, and we have the nose of the 737. Under that we have the Honoring Those Who Serve seal there. We have the cockpit windows with the forward landing gear. On the doors of the landing gear we have the type of the aircraft, and then the ETOPS label, which shows that it can fly over the ocean for an extended period of time. We then have the L1 door here with a sort of a paragraph talking about the aircraft next to it as you board the aircraft. We then have the Honoring Those Who Serve title on top of the windows, and then underneath we have the Alaska titles there. We then have the red stripe that goes up the aircraft, followed by the rear of the aircraft, which is painted blue. We then have the most notable feature of the aircraft, which is probably the winglets wearing the American flag. Moving to the rear, we then have the Wi-Fi box, the registration, which is again November 570 Alpha Sierra, the American flag, the rear door, and then of course Chester on the tail in a slightly more blue color than Chester is usually on Alaska aircraft. But yeah, this model just looks amazing, and it's going to look really good wherever I decide to put it. I haven't actually decided where I'm going to put it yet, but it's going to look really good wherever I put it, and hopefully I can get an Alaska 737 MAX 9 in 1 to 200 scale to put next to this one. And yeah, I think this is just going to be a really good looking model. And so with that being said, I think I'm going to go ahead and give you a bit of a tour of my Alaska collection in 1 to 400 scale now. Starting off here, we have my Alaska Airlines badge. I got this when I flew the milk run on the 737 MAX 9. I went up to the flight deck, went in catch a can, got talking to the pilots, and they gave me this as a bit of a memento. This is a pretty good souvenir. But when it comes to the aircraft, we're going to be starting over with some of the retired Alaska aircraft. So on the left there we have the Airbus A320. Alaska operated 53 of these from 2018 through to 2023. We then have the Airbus A321neo. They operated 10 of these, again from 2018 to 2023. That was through the Virgin America merger. Another outcome of that merger was this livery. This is the Morton Love livery on the A321neo. I do need to fix that landing gear. But then here we have the 737-900ER with the same livery. Here we have the Star Wars Disneyland livery on the 737-800. That's a pretty cool livery, and I think this is still flying. And then here we have the Education Change the World livery on the 737-900ER. Next we have some Alaska Air cargo aircraft. So starting off on the right there we have the 737-400. Alaska operated these from 1992 through to 2018. And then on the left there we have the newer air cargo aircraft. That is the 737-700F, and I believe they're getting some -800s in the fleet soon as well. Starting off on this front row here, on the left there we have the Alaska SkyWest Embraer E175. Alaska also have these operated by Horizon, and currently they have 86 of these in service. We then have the 737-800. Alaska have 59 of these in service, followed by the 737-900ER. Alaska currently have 79 of these in service, and I would like to get to the MAX aircraft. Currently Alaska primarily operate the MAX 9. They have 69 in operation with a total of 80 on order. They've started to get in their MAX 8s. They have 4 with 20 on order, and then eventually they will get 102 MAX 10s in as well. Next up here we have a very sentimental aircraft to me. This is the Alaska Salmon 30 Salmon 737-800. This was the first narrowbody model I ever got. I got this back in 2013, and then here we have the same aircraft, just the newer release from NG of the same aircraft. This livery has been repainted, but they have replaced it with the next aircraft, which is this one. This is the native artwork Salmon livery on the 737-800, and then finishing off the collection we have the 1:400 variant of the aircraft we just unboxed in 1:200 scale, the honoring those who serve 737-800. So it's quite a fascinating fleet, and their Alaskan operations really fascinated me as well. A lot of the places they fly to, King Salmon for example, it's basically got the population of 2 full 737s, yet they fly a 737 there probably a few times a week, I think. And then they fly to Adak, which is basically off the coast of Russia, and a few, really interesting places that I would love to go to be honest. Now that I've been to, a lot of the places up the Alaskan coast, and then Barrow as well, I just really want to go back to Alaska and visit all these unique destinations. So yeah, I guess you can look forward to seeing more of that on the channel in the future. And if you haven't checked out my recent Alaska videos, please do that. I will have them linked at the end of today's video. But with that, I hope you have enjoyed today's unboxing, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.